Welcome to the Education Exchange. I'm your host, Superintendent Jeremy Calles, and today we are going to talk about the Leadership Academy over at West Point High School. I'm here to tee off the conversation with a few of our leadership students who I'm going to let introduce themselves, starting with Isaiah.
Hi, I'm Isaiah Brown and I'm a senior. I've been in leadership for 4 years now.
Hi, my name is Marley Ugarte. I'm a 12th grader, and this is my 4th year in leadership.
Hi, my name is Isabella Quintero. I am a 12th grader, and I've been in leadership for 4 years.
All right. So, longtime students, first time podcasters, let's talk about leadership. First, for our 8th graders out there who are thinking about coming over to West Point and joining the Leadership Academy, what is the Leadership Academy? How's that different than being any other dragon?
I'd say leadership, they have a very heavy focus on like personal development and like readiness for like any kind of life experience rather than like I know from before I joined leadership, because I joined like the right before the second quarter of my freshman year, there wasn't really much going on. Like I didn't feel like I was getting any more like life experience or like life knowledge. They focus a lot on like development and like our critical thinking skills, ability to problem solve, stuff like that.
For me, my whole life, I was always in an accelerated school. I was in an honors program. So I wanted to keep going on that path when I entered high school. And I had an older sister who was already in the Leadership Academy. So I knew from experience that it was a good program to keep myself on that pace. But it was one day my freshman year that really like sealed the deal with leadership for me. It was a teacher in service day. So I signed up to help out and get some service hours from it. But that day, it just kind of really felt like a family. It was kids from 9th grade to 12th grade all there, and we were all helping out the teachers. But then in between the teachers' classes, we were just all in the room, and we were talking about school. And it felt like a family, since the seniors could be like, oh, I've been there, and I got to talk to them. And I got a lot of guidance from other people within the Leadership Academy.
For me, I would say the Leadership Academy is with what Isaiah said. Like they focus more on personal development, and I don't know. I would say that I joined like before my second semester because, well, if I'm gonna be in all honest, I didn't want to take my PE class and get those credits. I just wanted to ignore that. So, and I heard that the leadership, it was they wouldn't let you take that. So that's what I did. I joined it. And then at the beginning, I was more of an introverted person and I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know what to do for myself. But because of the Leadership Academy, I grew to be a people person. I knew to ask questions during class. I knew like, okay, I need to get help and from, I don't know, teachers, students, from anybody. And then I just turned out to be a better person. I would say I've evolved, to become more extroverted. And then not only that, but they also help you with, I don't know, school, your, like I said, personal development to become better in whatever category. And that's where I would say Leadership Academy is.
Well, that's so you all touched a little bit on the personal development that occurs within Leadership Academy. What would you think? So your family, your friends, like how have they noticed changes in you as you've been in Leadership Academy? Do you seem different around the house? Have your parents commented that they think you're more assertive or taking more responsibility? Like how's it help you grow as a person?
For me personally, I know that before I joined leadership, I was not willing to do anything or talk to anybody. Like I was very, very shy and very, very introverted. But like being around people who like wanted me to like develop personally, because like I had never like really seen that outside of like my family. But like seeing people outside of my family who wanted me like better for me, like made me want to like go out there and try new things. So like I joined several things. I joined our student government. I would have never considered like doing that in high school because of how much public speaking, how much communication, how much like being out there you have to be. But like leadership really helped me, like showed me that it's okay to just be like, just okay to go and try to do it.
For me, I was a typical preteen before high school. I'd be in my room, be on my phone all day, kind of not doing anything, and especially after COVID. And so when I joined high school, I didn't really have any plans to like do anything except school. Like that was always my idea. But leadership kind of like opened the door for me to like get in touch with my community. So we have required service hours where you can do outside of school or in school. Like there's many different opportunities for us that we're giving to just give back to our community. And so that's the path I kind of took. I became a manager for my wrestling team. And that's just something I grew to love. I love helping people now. And like my mom, I come home at like 7 o'clock each night, but my mom, like, you always have a smile on your face. You always are like happy to help people. And I feel like leadership gave me that push to go out and help my community.
Yeah, and for me, I would say I honestly changed a lot because of the Leadership Academy. So in the beginning, like I said, I was a very shy student and I didn't know what to do. But now, because of the Leadership Academy, I've joined many clubs. I'm the president of WPLA, I'm in FBLA, and I'm also on the robotics club. So I would say that they helped me, like Marty said, they pushed me to be more out there and just become better at what I'm like doing for my future self.
Well, I like the way that's really cracked open that shell and help you to start to unleash your potential. But as you start to go down that path and you think about life after high school, where do you think it's setting you up for after high school? What are your plans right now for what you're going to do after high school to continue to develop out your potential and see what's out there for you in the world?
For me, I know leadership, it was like one of the main things that made me realize how much I liked helping others because like I'd always like gone out of my way to do it, but like with like the requirements, like I was never like actually like it never felt like a burden to like, oh, okay, we got to do service hours. I was like, okay, I was like willingly getting them and I was getting them naturally through doing all these other things. And like, it made me realize how much like being an influence or help for other people meant to me. So it made me want to like become a teacher. And like, I want to use my passion for music and my passion for helping others to like become an educator in the field.
So I'm kind of in the same boat as Isaiah. I want to be a high school math teacher after high school. And so leadership gives us a lot of opportunities to reach out and find out stuff that's life after high school. So like recently we had a visitor from the Frankie Honors from U of A, and I really connected with that. And I know they continue that honors path. And leadership helps you figure out what you want to do in life. We do projects such as like career exploration where like we take online surveys or maybe and see if we connect that back to like how do we view that as like a life for us. So that's one of the things that really helped because like on all of those surveys I would always get, oh, a teacher would be a good job for you because just I love to help people. During leadership I would be always helping people with their math homework and stuff like that. So leadership is preparing me for that, and it's also preparing me when I applied to the Frankie Honors College to continue that path for the honors.
Yeah, to add on to what Marley said, like leadership, they help you in the future. They help you with first of all college recommendations, and then they help you with recommendation letters for jobs, schools, or anything in general. And then I would say that for me, they help me explore my opportunities. Like I would say, at first I wanted to become a forensic scientist because that's what I was interested in. But then because of my anatomy class, Miss Chow, she showed me that the human body is really interesting. And then now my pathway, what I want to take is become a cardiothoracic anesthesiologist. So in a way, it's gonna be difficult, but my teachers and everyone that I know here, for staff members, they are helping me get there and where I should start off, and so I can head that way.
Well, that sounds like a very interesting find right there, Isabella, and I appreciate that we have two teacher prospects now. We love to hire alumni back to the district, so maybe you'll be teaching back on this campus sometime down the road to future Dragons. Now, with West Point. West Point celebrating its second year in a row of being an A. Leadership Academy, a big part of that. But even while the school is an A, we're always striving to be better and better. What do you see as opportunities for the Leadership Academy to grow even beyond what it was currently able to provide you? What would be something that you would want it to provide for future students who come here to be a dragon?
That's a hard thing to ask because like in my head it's provided me for me so much. Like I don't know what I'd wanted to do more. Like it was because of leadership that I was able to join so many things, and like they offered so much support in ways that I never thought were possible. And like so because like they provided help with classwork all the time. Like they had such an emphasis on helping us understand like anything we were struggling with. I remember like my sophomore year, like we would get sent to like help the freshmen in like their physics class or their English class at any given time, right? Like typically at Tuesdays or Thursdays, I think. And then I remember them like helping me find different ways to like manage like time. But I feel like one thing that I probably could say is maybe like more things that emphasize the different pathways in life, because although like they like talk about us being college, career, and like even military ready, I feel like we lean towards like military things the most, but like and like a good bit of college, but we don't talk about the career path, because I know there's a lot of people out there who don't really feel like going to either a college or like well the military. So, but they really want to get into that workforce immediately after high school. But I feel like if there's anything we could support them most with more, it would be that.
For me, I feel like one thing that we can potentially help out more with the Future Dragons is more like peer to peer tutoring. I know for me personally, sometimes it's kind of like awkward asking like a teacher for help. And like, I feel like with leadership, we can really take a step into like, hey, I've been there before, or like, I'm in your class, like, I can always help you out. And I feel like we should lean more into that, especially since being a leader is essentially just helping out others and leading others to the right path. And I feel like we can focus more on peer to peer tutoring in the future.
In my opinion, I think that the Leadership Academy is perfect the way it is. I mean, there's nothing that we need that we don't already have. I don't know if you understand, but basically, they just already have everything we need to push us to become better. And that's what I would say is the Leadership Academy overall. They're just perfect the way it is.
Nice. Now, that's great that while you're within the Leadership Academy, you have those motivating voices to help you get through those challenging times. And I love the peer to peer and knowing how to provide that service for someone else and all the different community service hours you've been able to put forward and how you're helping others. How would you feel that the Leadership Academy has prepared you for those tough moments that we all come across in life when you need to be able to motivate yourself, where you got to be able to have that self-confidence to push through whatever it is that life is challenging you with? Like how well prepared you, I mean, you've all taken on this podcast, which is definitely a challenge you're pushing yourself through. But as different things come up in life, how well prepared do you feel to have that self-confidence that now you can be your own voice that's motivating yourself through those tough times?
I'm actually kind of happy that you brought this up, because I remember the fact that in leadership they would give like a lot of like they would talk to us a lot. Like they'd have a lot of not like there's a word I'm trying to think of, and it's like
Motivation?
yeah, they'd motivate us to do a lot of things, but like they'd always have like a lot of presentation stuff like they'd present to us, or they'd like at an assembly, like they'd be not assembly, like our first Fridays, we'd have like they'd be like having a speaker talk to us, like, and it helps me a lot because like right now like I'm our student body president, so I have to like I lead our assemblies, and I know like not even a year or two ago I could not talk to like maybe more than 20 people at once. Like I would freak out every single time because it was like too much to me. But like knowing like how they strategically always had something to say, like they knew they had a plan, they knew what they were going to do, and they just kind of like went with the flow the time. Like they never let any minor setback just kind of overtake the situation. They never let it stress them out completely. And it made me realize that maybe like even when there was like a minor like delay in something or a minor mistake, that it's okay. You can just keep going. And it really helped me push through like talking to everybody during an assembly, especially because that's a really big thing for us right now.
I have a personal experience with kind of like just pushing myself to be better. It's sophomore year, I experienced severe medical problems where I was out of school for over a month. I was admitted into the hospital, and it was like a life changing event that happened to me. And when I came back, I just felt so behind. I missed, like, it was from Thanksgiving break up into the next semester. So it was a long period of school. And I just really felt down on myself. I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind everyone. There's no way I can catch up. And I just kind of felt like I was stuck in a hole. Leadership really helped me out in that situation where it's not only my leadership teachers, but also my leadership directors. And just everyone around me just felt like family, and they just wanted to be there to help and push me and support me, which really helped dig me out of that hole that I was feeling like I was in. And ever since then, I've been comfortable voicing like my own opinion, like saying what I know I need, and just really advocating for myself. And I feel like that's one thing leadership does great, helping out their students.
Yeah, I think that the teachers in the Leadership Academy, they provide like some sort of like safety net, like you can confide in them and then just tell them your problems that you have, and then I feel like they would just push you, like not push you in like quickly, but they would tell you, okay, take your time, do whatever you need to, like I'm sorry, I can't seem to know the
Reconvene,
word. I'm sorry.
like reconvene or reconcile
Exactly.
with the situation.
And then after you're done, they just give you like tips on, okay, you can do this, this, and that, and then this is how you'll start getting back up there again, and then just do better.
Oh, that's good. Now, for all of our parents out there that are thinking about enrolling their students into the Leadership Academy, or students out there that are thinking of coming over to be a dragon in the Leadership Academy, what are some of your final thoughts? The last thing you'd want to put out to them to let them know that would be a great decision for them to make.
Um, I honestly say like it helps with your ability to make decisions, like a lot, like because there's so much management involved with your time, especially like especially if like you start doing other things outside of the leadership, because like they require like multiple AP classes, and then you also have to make sure you get your service hours done, and then you also have to make sure like you're just like balancing your home life as well, like your personal life. Like they make you, it's like a lot of decisions that people aren't really used to when they get in here. Like it really teaches you how to be more responsible with yourself.
I feel like a big thing, as you said, was time management, but also leadership has taught me a bunch of actual real life skills. So we've taken digital literacy, we've taken financial literacy courses, like units, and it really helps the students prepare for life after high school, which is one of the whole goals of the Leadership Academy. And it just honestly, it's a support system, another great support system that's provided by the high school. So why not take that advantage? If you want your students to help and succeed in their future, I'd say leadership is like the path to take.
I think overall that the Leadership Academy is a really great experience, and it would help your child become a better person, because they will just start to get out there and they will start to try new things, because that's what the Leadership Academy helps you do. It just helps you become more involved with people around you, communities, or like you said, service hours. So they just help you, what's the word? It's something like a simile to evolve, or yeah, I'm sorry.
Grow.
I'm sorry?
Grow to help you grow.
Exactly.
Well, I thank you all for coming on to the show and sharing all this feedback with all of our prospective students, current students, parents out there. I'm sure not only just them, but I believe all of your leadership teachers are also going to cherish hearing this feedback direct from you as you've shared it here today. And I also appreciate our listeners for tuning in once again to the Education Exchange, where we aim to enlighten our parents and empower our students. We look forward to seeing you all again next time.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Education Exchange. Have a question or want to be a guest on our podcast? Email podcast@tuhsd.org for more information. Missed an episode? Catch all seasons of the Education Exchange on your favorite streaming platforms or at www.tuhsd.org/podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another episode of The Education Exchange.